So good afternoon once again. So we were discussing about the embedded system, load and store operations, right? And particularly we were having a discussion on this Big Indian and Little Indian. I hope both batches Monday and Wednesday you had lab, so you have observed the result. So it will be in the this format. Is it or no? So next part is that this we are going to use embedded system. We have this operation which you call it as a load store operation and instruction pipelining, right? So again same concept, you are loading your data, you are storing your data, which is nothing but you are copying the data, and we are using a concept of pipelining, right, which having different cycles like fetch cycle, decode cycle and execute cycle. And as you go with the higher versions of ARM processor, okay, so what happens, you will have multiple cycles present. So why these cycles and what is this pipelining? It is only to make things easier, because I should not simply wait, okay, as if we are doing with this session. So obviously many people will be not aware that afternoon there will be a class, right? But morning, we today as a Thursday we had two sessions. So one session, if it is not if you have taken another session, you should not take. So morning I had not taken a session, and also I have not intimated also morning, right? Because I was not having any opportunity there. But afternoon it was available because I was knowing after this your seminar ended. So 1:30 I can start my session and I can complete my portion what is there, right? So suddenly I made a immediate meeting, then put a message in that and invited to all of you people. But many of you, they might have thought that they won't have any session, so they might have kept aside and they will be, they might have left the mobile there itself. So only you may observe that the strength is also not maximum usually what it will be there daily, right? And one more reason, it is a afternoon session, so obviously few people will be not interested to join because they don't want to attend afternoon session. That also may be a factor. Anyhow, whatever it is there, we will start and we will do this. So again, I cannot wait for more time here. Usually I will be waiting for 5 minutes because there will be some internet issues joining the session and all those stuff. So every session I will give 5 minutes. Now after 10 minutes also, sorry, after 10 minutes also I found around 50% of the strength is present. Okay. So this is how means we are planning. So it is pipelined, right? So pipelining FX modes. So instruction execution will be fast. That is the thing which you can observe. And yesterday lab session also you might have observed that line by line execution. For Monday batch we have gone for direct execution by using run program, but you can also do step by step execution, so you will come to know where exactly your data will be present. So instruction counter it is there, right? Program counter it will gives the which instruction it is executing information, so what location you are executing. So that will be the benefit which you can find in this load and store. So yesterday we discussed this example. So how many cycles it is going to take, right? So that cycle only you can observe here, the fetch, decode and execute cycle. So here you can have the clock pulses. So it is going to machine cycle 1. So it is going to fetch the address from the program counter, then execute program counter minus 1. Right. Next, for the second cycle, fetch PC plus 1 and execute PC. So you can see there is a decrement 1 1 operation which is going to place. Means what? It is just like a queue. So you are in a queue. So whose first number it will be there? So they will be entering, right? So it will be pipeline kind of a structure, and that architecture you can find here. Okay. So program counter it will be incremented by 1, right, and this will be added by 1. So it is 0 it is 1, and this will be your 2. Means what? 0 line instruction, first line and second line execution. So it will be in this format which it is going to be executed. Okay. So again I said that it will increase the speed, right? That is what it will be doing. So next step is what? Application specific integrated IC. So what is application specific? So it will do only one type of work, which will be example say rotation, right? Example say remote control, example say projector. So these are all we call it as a application specific. So you have washing machine, it will rotate, right? You have a refrigerator which will do the cooling thing, right? So deep freeze or whatever you call, it will reduce the temperature, right? So that is one particular application which we are going to do, right? Mobile phone and laptop we cannot call it as a application specific in general. Why? Because you are adding peripherals to these devices and you can multitask these devices, right? But washing machine I cannot do anything, right? Apart from washing clothes, anything you can do. Refrigerator, apart from cooling the things, so any other thing you can do? So nothing. So there is one particular application, that is what that application related type it should be present. But if you take your branch electronics and communication, you have all types of thing. You have theory types of subject, you have programming types of subject, you have combination of theory and programming. So there are multiple things which is been present. Right. So here he is saying that ASIC is a microchip designed to perform a specific or unique application used as replacement to conventional general purpose logic chips. So why they evolved this application is that this application has been generated from the general purpose only. But the thing is that general purpose, if I take everything, it is coming, right? Like memory it will come, like displays it will come, like processor it will come, everything it will be there. And to maintain that one, it is a difficult task. That is why we evolved application specific. So which is required, I will take only that one, and I will build a processor. That is what we call it as a application specific. What is the advantage? The advantage will be the speed, the advantages will be the power supply, because everything it will be reduced, right? So that is a thing which will be present. Okay. So general purpose or applications purpose, both are related to the processor only. But the thing is that which will execute fast, which is how much time it will take, the delay parameters and all those things segregates your application. It consumes a very small area in the total system, helps in the design of smaller system with high capabilities. Right? Fabrication of assets requires a non-refundable initial investment for the process technology and configuration expenses. This investment is known as the non-recurring engineering charges, and it is a one-time investment. So if I take general evaluation board, I can modify and I can execute one program today. Next week I can change the program and I can dump and I can execute one more program what you will be doing in your lab. So this week you are doing stepper motor, next week you are doing DC motor, next week you are doing digital to analog converter. So you are using general purpose and you are changing the code every week in the lab. But if it is application specific, so mobile phone means only I have to do mobile phone only, means you are not going to change, right? So when I want to repair also, the cost and everything will be a factor. So that is why he's calling it as a non-recurring charges and one is recurring charges. So this we will be learning in your management subject. What do you mean by recurring cost? What is non-recurring cost? So it is a one-time investment, application specific. So if no repair, nothing will be there. General purpose is what? Repair every time it will be there. Okay, that is the thing which is present. So in non-recurring costs will be borne by who will be doing. If any application is having any problem, So whether the manufacturer will do the repair kind of a thing. The buyer who has buyed that application specific. Hello, Prashant. The buyer, the user who has bought that application specific, so he should repair because he is using and he has faulted or some error he has created. That is why all expenses will be borne by the third party, which is the user only. Right. So then we have programmable logic devices. This is application specific device. These are programmable logic device like your logic designs, right? Like your AND gate, NAND gate, OR gate. So these are basic programmable device which you can make one simple application. Like they will all do this projects of mini projects type where they are going to change some circuitry, they will building some logic and they are going to execute. Okay, so this was the thing which was present. I will share you one example, which is a real-time example which I had done. So during our my engineering time, which was during 2004 to 2008, I had completed my engineering. One of the colleges in North Karnataka, which is Ballari, where I have done my the college was Vijayanagara Engineering College. So there was one professor. I will not tell professor name, but if you are knowing to that place, so if you ask who is that professor, everyone will be knowing that professor name. Okay, I'll just share you one example there. So one faculty was there. So he was conducting lab exam, and whatever programs which is there in the VTU syllabus, he will not give those questions. Okay, he will tell that it is a 16-bit multiplication. So his intention is what? You should be knowing how a multiplication will be done. Okay, his concept is like that. So you should be aware of multiplication. Whether if I give 8-bit data, you should be able to do multiplication. If I give 16-bit data, you should be able to do multiplication. Because syllabus says you should be knowing multiplication. And examination, he was giving me questions in such a way that based on that concept only I should write a program, and those programs will be not there in your lab manual. Okay, so every question will be different. If they have asked for 16-bit display, in the exam you will give 32-bit display. So I have to change few of the things, because if you are good in microcontroller or processor, so you know what changes you have to do so that it will work for 16-bit also, and it should work for a 32-bit also. So this thing you should be knowing. So he is expecting that. Okay. He will never give whatever it is there in the lab manual as it is, he will not give. In the syllabus, if it is a write a program for a 16-bit multiplication, so same question he will not give in the examination. And I also went to that examination. So one question he gave me was, so microcontroller. Okay, fine. So he said me, you should write a program when an even number occurs, LED should be on, and when I give a odd number, LED should be off. So this is a program which he had given, and one more program was interfacing program. So obviously how you prepare is that interface program you will be not interested to do. Software program it will be easy. So software program I will be doing. Screen now display होगी देना. PPT is visible, right? PDF.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So one program was software program, which was I have said that they will give, if even number if I enter into the microcontroller, then LED should be on, and if odd number if I give, LED should be off. Okay. So if I give 2, 4, 6, 8, LED should be on. If I give 0, 1, 3, 5, So LED should be off. So in that way I should write a program, and this was my software program. You remember, you think that I'm saying to you, which was around 10 or 15 years back. Okay, so 15 years back, still I remember what is the question he has asked, because it is out of syllabus what I have got. Okay, this is a out of syllabus which I was getting during our study time. Now for all of you people, it will be fixed. These question will be there. Question manual also it will be displayed. So one part you will learn, another part you will not study. It is of that side, because nobody is they are not worried about the concepts type. They are worried about only the marks part. So if I write this question, whether I will get marks or not, we will simply buy it. Now the trend is like this. Previously, when we were studying, we were of that type. So now hardware part I was not knowing. So only left was that I need to write and understand this program. So what I have to do is that for doing this one, what is required is that logic, programmable logic, I need to understand this one. So what I did is that I'm not sure about how many bits he wanted to do, right? Whether it is a 2-bit, whether it is a 3-bit, whether it is a 4-bit. Okay, 2-bit, 3-bit or 4-bit. Because 2-bit if it is there, so I'm going to get 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1, right? So 0 value, 1 value, 2 value, 3 value, right? So I am not getting any other values. So what I have to do, I have to go for 4 5 6 7 8 9. So 9 if I want to represent, I should require 4 zeros to 1 0 0 1. So 0 to 9, right? So out of this 10 value, so if I give 2 value, LED should be on. Okay, if I give 3 value, LED should be off. So what I had done during that time, I was not expecting this type of question there. So I got this one. Now I need to solve this. So what I did is that I went to basics. So I wrote the truth table. Right. So I wrote 0 0 0 0. I wrote 0 0 0 1. I wrote 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 1. So like this I have written 1 0 0 1. Right. So here I have given LED, or I am giving output X. Okay. So when 0 is there, so output should be LED off. So 0. When 1 is there, LED is 0. When 2 is there, LED is 1. When 3 is there, LED is off. 4 1 5 0 6 1 7 0 8 1 9 0. Now what I did, I have taken this one value, wherever I will get one value, I have taken this expression. Right. And these expression I have taken and I have given for the maximum min method, max method, whichever it is there. So I have given it as A, B, C, D. Right. So it is nothing but A bar, B bar, C, D bar plus. Then I have written again in this similar fashion. So I got this expression. And from this expression, I draw the circuitry for A, for B, for C, for D, and I built a circuitry for these things, and which was odd, and which is finally output LED, and use these gates to implement my program and to get the output value. Directly I have not gone to 4-bit value. First I executed for 2-bit value. Then I executed for 3-bit value. Then I went for this 4-bit value and I successfully executed this program using this logic gates and implemented in a microcontroller. This was my experience with that examination which I had got. Right. Hardware part I didn't do, only software part I have done. So we have to become, or we have to be ready with these kind of thing. Now in examination we will not get all these things. because everywhere they will tell that, because during those times they were making us to fail, right? That is not a new thing. Now admission, now all this process, everything will be there. So at least you should write something, then only they will make you pass. Okay. Now what is fact I am telling, just think. If you are not executing also, sometimes you will be passed. Why? Because they wanted to make 100% result and all those stuffs will be there. So my intention is what? When you are going for a lab, apart from that execution, whether you can still add and you can do some other programs on your own. Okay, so if you are able to do that one, then you will be master and you will be very interested to do those things in the future also, and it will be there for with the knowledge will be there for a lifelong time. Okay, that is the thing. Now what we do is that, so this semester this is a lab, so every input they will give. So for faculties, how you will ask is that, sir, this slide has come, next what I have to give, next what I have to give, next what I have to give. Oh, 4 times if I do, if I give okay, then it will be executed. It should not be this case. So whatever basic knowledge you are expecting, that you acquire it. Afterwards, you should practice on your own, and if you don't get that one, obviously you need to contact us so that we will be helping you out. That should be the scenario which you need to follow it. That, but nobody does that because you are also busy, the faculty is also busy. So this semester you will do, exam is over, so your knowledge is over. Next step, next lab, next sessions, next execution, then over. Then finally, 8th semester, you'll go for an interview, you'll be selected for a software company. So whatever EC you have learned, it is always, you'll be learning Java, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and that you will proceed. Okay. So you are working in machine learning or you are working in artificial intelligence. But what is the elective subject which you have taken in 6th sem and which you have taken in 7th sem, that is totally different. Why? Because you are interested to do, learn or work in that domain, but for exam sake, which is easy, which I can score maximum mark, that you are going to select. So there is no future planning which you are going to do. So this subject will be easy, I will pass, there are no failure rate, so I will select this as a open elective. I will select as a professional elective. So that should not be in your mind. Okay. You will ask to your faculty. Your faculty will tell this subject is very easy, you can pass. So you will take that one. It should not be that case. Your future, I cannot tell. Okay. What is your interest? I cannot tell. You should be the one who should be taking the decision what will be my future. So you fix it. If I want to go to the hardware company, you wait for 1 year, you will get a job. Now, sir, I got software job. I wanted a hardware job, but still I will go to this job because I want to earn. That should be not the case. You really want to work into the hardware, you wait for that one. Or you want to work for a software, so you shift your domain and you do it. And for what is required, those subject you should choose as an open elective now. Now only you should plan. Now if you plan for 4 years, next 40 years it will be very easy. Now if you don't know what planning is required, so 4 years you will be learning for one domain, and that domain again you will be working. And without your interest, you will be working, which is very bad. Right. That is why I clearly tell that if you are working in networking, you properly prepare that one. If you are working in embedded value, embedded system or microcontroller, you work on that one. If you are working for a signal company, signal processing or communication type, you really work on that. If you are want to work for a Java part, so now is the time you have to learn. Now if I want to learn Python, now this is the time which you have to concentrate. And open elective, professional elective, if there is a possibility of you of having that subject, you take that one and you study that one and you pass it. So when you are interested to take that subject, there is no doubt in my mind that you whether you will pass or fail, because you are interest in that subject and you have taken, so definitely you will pass. Right? If you have interested, you have took, and if you have not written properly, if you have failed this, that shows that you are not interested simply by force, or your friend has joined to that one, or somebody has said because of that one you are joined. So these will be the issues which will be present. That is, I will tell, plan properly and work out for that one. Okay, then only it will be there. Now you observe what are the subjects I am going to take. So usually I will be doing HDL. Okay. Next it will be of principles of communication system. Next it will be of information theory and coding. Next it will be of computer communication network. Next it will be of wireless communication. And all these things will be related to communication domain. And my PhD thesis also, it is related to wireless communication. So you will be knowing that these all subjects are very familiar to me. Now this semester only, this extra subject which I have taken, which is the embedded system. Okay. Now this is also almost same as HDL only, but the thing here is that here you have to write program with the help of instructions. Right, that also specified to the app processor. Otherwise, everything is the same, right? That is why you might have observed that I will be always telling it is similar to the HDL. It is similarly like you are generating what a bit file. Here you are generating hex file. It is all same, but different processor, different technology. Right, and my domain I have kept to one. So there is no wide band. There is a very narrow band which is done. Right. So earlier when I was a fresher, I was taking all sorts of subject. Finally, when I decided my PhD or my thesis will be of this domain, so I restricted my boundaries to only these subjects so that I will be master of this domain. That is a thing. Okay. So you also should find one domain which you will be working on. No matter whether you will get a job or not, you should be trying. Okay. Here also you should try, other there also you should. You want to go for software field, fine. But prepare for that. Nobody is interested to take C++ or data structure, machine learning language, or artificial neural network. So these are the feature I am telling, but people are not using this one. Satellite communication they wanted to take because that is very easy. Okay. Why it is easy? Because there is only few D equations and there is only theory we can easily write. Satellite communication is also a very good subject. For whom it is? If you want to join for ISRO. So there this subject will be very useful, like satellite communication, radar communication. So these are the subject which are basics which are needed to you. Okay, but we are not preparing for that one. You want to work for software company, your elective subject is satellite communication. So nowhere it will match. That is a problem which you have. Okay, this is all other part. So programming concept, why it has come? Because of this reason. Programming logic device. So logic device provides special function including device to device interface, data communication and all other stuff. This logic design can be classified into two categories: fixed and programmable. Programmable logic device, we call it as a PLDs. Programmable array logic, PAL, that also is there. Right? I think they have not given here. So you have this programmable. Finally output what it will be here, field programmable gate array, which is your FPGA, or it is CPLD, complex programmable logic design, which will be your output one. For this also it is nothing but a programming language which is highlighted. So there is a comparison between complex, sorry, not complex, it is complex programmable logic device and field programmable gate array. So these are the differences you can find. So less number, high speed, low speed, wide variety of application, special function type application. You see this we have not learned Xilinx school runner. So this is for the hardware part. Okay, which you have not learned. It is for the complex programmable logic design. But here we have learned executable file, which is your uh, one more what file, what was it? Bit file, something it was there. Sparta 3 file we had, use that one. Okay. Advantages of PLD. So very accurate, very easy to program, very easy to decode, very easy to execute the program. So these are all the advantages of this programmable logic devices. Then commercial off the shelf components. So commercial product in which use as is. So this is one more type which is bit coming. So very simple, very easy. Now I was telling about the lab, right? So lab we were installing, but few labs you can run online. That is why we call it as a web-based lab. So you take about communication lab or you take some other lab. So drag and drop kind of a thing will be there. So you drag one thing, you place it, you run it, it will execute. But those sticks are been also generated, but it is not there for this programming type. So that is why it is not possible for me to go for the web page. I want you to learn through installing the OS kill software. So this is also very easy type because there is no hardware readily available in the market, cheap. Developer can cut down his development time to the great extent, reduces the time to market. So this is one thing which is there, processor which is given as a example. And the next topic is your memory. And this memory I will continue in the next session. Okay. I'll just check the attendance. Okay. So this memory concept we will discuss tomorrow. And tomorrow there will be a quiz. Okay, tomorrow there will be a quiz and there will be assignment. So not assignment, there will be a quiz which I will be sharing to you. Okay. So you need to attend that. Whatever I have done till now, right? So this is almost around half of the chapter it is completed. Memory is the second part. Okay. So memory part we will be discussing in the tomorrow session and we will continue. And tomorrow there will be a quiz. Kindly take up that quiz. Okay. Thank you. So I will leave this session. Any questions, is there?